Hello, seedlings of light. Welcome back to Black, Gray, and White. I'm Bailey.
I'm Sandy.
And today we're going to take you through on our journey to loving ourselves. So, I guess our journey started when you first saw Shamesu.
So I started seeing a Ayurveda specialist, and she is the one that took me into Louise Hayes, and Louise Hayes talks about loving yourself. And part of that is we talked about looking at the mirror and saying everything.
Like our first video, she says to start it, I say go all deep, go all the way, just do it, get naked.
And stand in front of the mirror and love everything you're seeing there. But what are the techniques?
So this one isn't, that check in next video for the techniques on how to love yourself. This video we're going to do more on our path. So my mom had struggled I was probably 16 when she was going to Shamesu 10 years or so ago, and she had been struggling with digestive issues for as long as I can remember. So maybe go into that a little bit.
Okay, I will.
Thank you for that slight prompt. That subtle prompt.
So, I guess I had digestive problems even when I was an infant. My mom will tell me that I was a very colicky baby and nothing sat right with me or digested right. And then I started getting after I had Bailey, started getting sick, and I think it was job stress. They thought I had Helovacia, Giardia. I got tested for everything. I was pretty much drinking Pepto-Bismol every day, every 3 or 4 hours. It was just extreme. And I had tooth problems. I was going to the dentist. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with my teeth. Did I need another root canal? Was it TMJ? All of the above. And one of my friends, Joe from work, a shout out to Joe, because she started me on the journey. She said, have you ever heard of gargling with coconut oil? And I went, what? And she said, it's a practice. I think her fitness coach had suggested it to her. And so I looked it up, and I said, well, why do you gargle with coconut oil, swish with coconut oil? And it's supposed to pull out all the toxins. And that is where Ayurveda came in. And I started doing it, and I took a lot of tests and did all this stuff with Ayurveda. And it was starting to make a difference. But I thought I needed an expert to help me, and I did. So I went to Shamesu, and she is awesome. So she helped me figure it out. And I would drink my favorite cup. So I got this from Bailey. Love it. It's all good. Life is good. But through that, I was having job stress. And so I would work all day, and I would sit down for lunch and ate my breakfast driving to work because I didn't have time, like a lot of working moms out there. And I would drink this glass of water or tea during my lunch. And so basically I was drowning what Ayurveda calls your digestive fire. And so they only want you to drink a half a cup of liquids, or a cup of liquids a half hour before work. That was my watch, sorry. And so doing that really was difficult. It was extremely difficult. It was one of the hardest things to change my diet. So I would eat the yogurt. I would eat raw vegetables. I would eat the smoothies for breakfast. Everybody, how can all that be bad? My stomach was killing me, and I was eating everything everybody says. Oatmeal. Eat oatmeal. It's really heart healthy. It's great. Well, come to find out, oatmeal is not my friend. Smoothies, anything cold is not my friend. I need to eat.
So she's the Vata, which when we'll have a special Ayurveda video because it really does change a lot. So her Ayurveda is Vata, which is air and ether, which means that she isn't grounded. So she needs warmer foods.
Hot and moist foods. So I went from smoothies in the morning, or I would have dry peanut butter toast with dry peanut butter toast with peanut butter, dry toast and peanut butter, and which was horrible for my digestive system. So I started doing cream of wheat and cooked rice and things like that, and just adding that. So I was still getting all my my strong proteins, just in a different manner. And it was huge. That was a big change.
I remember her journey on starting this, and I think when we get stuck into that job stress, it's even harder to pull out through the trauma. But my mom started, so she started with, and this is from my outside perspective, so feel free to jump in because you were the one living this story. So she started with the Ayurveda, and then she brought in essential oils, and then she started doing reflexology, and she started delving deeper and deeper into the path to where we are now, where we work solely in energy use, and we do a lot more conferences, and we're a lot more open. But she started the path for herself, and she was healing herself, and in the end she ended up helping me heal as well too. So I remember I kind of scoffed at everything, if I'm going to be a little bit honest. I was like, whatever, like, I'm fine, I don't need that. I'm healthy. So, but I got really sick, and I went home, and my mom lathered me with essential oils in about a bathtub every 2 hours, and I felt better the next day. And from then on, I've been a believer in holistic healthcare, and my journey started a little bit different. My parents have been incredibly great, so I have never really doubted my self-worth. I was always told that I was very much loved, and very much, I always knew that I was worthy of love. Mine dealt more with my body image and dealing with that. I've always been overweight as a child, and I felt that men would not appreciate that. So that's something that I struggled with throughout college. So that's when I went back to mantras. I love and accept myself. I approve of myself. I am worthy of being happy and healthy. And how I know that I need an affirmation is if I say it and then it makes me a little nauseous. Usually means that I need to say it a little bit more. And through mine, it has really helped. And one continuing thing I deal with is, so I have hirsutism, which is excessive hair growth. It's usually associated with PCOS, and I know a lot of people deal with it. But I have hair growth all along my neck, my chest, and my stomach. And I struggle, and I am working through those body image issues because I feel as though I look like a man. We all have these great big hurdles that we go over, and this is part of our journey, is to accept that and to go through all of these things. I have stopped shaving, and I let it grow out because you know what? I'm beautiful, and this is how my body wants to be, and this is how my body needs to be to heal, and who am I not to accept that? So this is all part of the journey, and she had started me on this, and then we started doing more classes together, which is how we got here. And I guess maybe go with where you're at now.
So yeah, I always think of Shrek and the onion. You're like an onion, the donkey. You're an onion. And so you always have those layers, and you just keep going and going. But we had just moved 5 years ago, and that was there was a lot of joyous challenges during that move. And when that happened, what was I going to say? It was very difficult, right, to keep the positive and go forth. Oh, I lost my train of thought. It was
5 years, moving, joyous challenges, and I get where you're at now.
And those to get here, it just wasn't easy. We had life challenges, a year of serious health problems, near-death experiences in the family, and it was just really hard. And so I had a choice at that time to either say, this is where my religion comes in, where I had a choice to say I could blame God or draw deep down on my faith, where I knew God was there for me. And so I did. I chose to jump in, and part of that path is I don't believe that it was, I do believe God gives us trials and tribulations, but I don't believe all of it is. I believe in the spiritual warfare, and I'm finding that a lot of this just comes down to the dark versus the light, hence black, gray, and white. And there's a lot of other color, those colors are there, and in that gray area, that's where a lot of the spiritual warfare happens. But I'm not quite sure where I'm headed on my track.
She's just going. We're just a train chugging along. We're getting it. So this is where we're at, and I guess maybe our main point with this is it's a continuing journey, and you are worthy of love. And if that makes you cry, because it will, if it's something you need on, it will. If you are worthy of love, and you are beautiful, and you are so perfect just the way you are, and you have such a great destiny, your soul has such a great life purpose, and just believing in yourself and taking those steps to show yourself that you're loved. And we'll, in our next video, check back in our next video, we're going to go ahead and give you tips on how we discussed a couple today, but on how we love ourselves. So please write us, email us, let us know what you struggle with and what you're dealing with, and we may have a couple tips and tricks, or we'll figure it out one way or another. We're in this together.
And scroll down and leave a comment and tell us if you have some struggles, and if we've had similar struggles. I think most people,
human beings,
right, have the same struggles. And loving yourself is really hard. Feeling that you're worthy of that love.
And it's an ongoing process. I wish, because I've loved myself, and then I haven't loved myself so strong in that wave. And I have peaks where I think that I'm hot as hot, and that I'm, on top of the world, and then I'll wake up and I'll see a zit on my face, and I'll have a little bit of a different view. So.
And one of the things the different methods to change your thought process when you're an affirmation, I don't think we went into that our first video, is you can change it comes from your subconscious. And to change your subconscious, there is meditation, affirmations. So the repetition changes an old pattern. Hypnosis, and then yoga. Those are the three that will do that.
And we'll check in with our next video, and we'll give you a little bit of techniques that we're doing. All right, little seedlings of light, sending all the love, peace, and joy in the world to you.